Analytics 360 empowers enterprise-level organizations to work with large quantities of data by providing higher sampling thresholds than the standard Google Analytics offering. In any instance where you exceed those higher thresholds, Analytics 360 offers even further reporting capabilities with unsampled reports and custom tables. We're going to cover this in two parts. In this video, we'll discuss two main factors, sampling thresholds and row limits, in order to understand the benefits of unsampled reports and custom tables. In the next video, we'll discuss how you can benefit from unsampled reports and custom tables. Let's start by discussing how sampling works in Google Analytics. Built-in reports are not sampled in the Analytics user interface. There are tables of data behind the scenes that have been processed to support the right dimensions and metrics for your built-in analytics reports. We refer to these tables as aggregate tables. When you add a secondary dimension or segment, or create a custom report, you may be requesting a combination of dimensions and metrics that are not available in the existing aggregate tables. This means that Google Analytics has to assemble the data for that report at the moment you modify the report or open your custom report. This report request is now considered an ad hoc query. Ad hoc queries are subject to sampling if the number of sessions for the date range selected exceeds the threshold for your property type. The goal of sampling is to serve ad hoc reporting quickly within the interface. Without sampling, a user could be waiting a long time to receive a report, making analysis less user-friendly. Here's an example of a report where a secondary dimension, browser, was added to the primary dimension, source medium. Because the report was above the sampling threshold limit for ad hoc queries, adding this secondary dimension caused this report to be sampled. You can see if a report is sampled by checking the indicator icon next to the title of the report. When the indicator is green, the report has not been sampled. When sampling or row limits are imposed, the indicator will be yellow. Hovering over the icon provides more detail. When you require a complete and unsampled dataset for customized reporting that exceeds the sampling threshold, you can benefit from unsampled reports and custom tables. The second factor to keep in mind with analytics reporting is row limits. Row limits are separate from sampling thresholds in that the limit applies to the maximum number of unique rows in a report and not the number of sessions or conversions. It's possible for a report to be impacted by sampling thresholds and not row limits, and vice versa. In analytics reports, each row is a dimension value. Some analytics reports contain dimensions that have a large array of different values. The number of different values a dimension can have is called cardinality. Dimensions with many different values are referred to as high cardinality dimensions. The page dimension is a common example of a high cardinality dimension. Imagine an e-commerce site that sells a huge number of products, each with its unique product page and therefore unique URL. In contrast, a dimension such as device category is a low cardinality dimension, since there are only 3 possible values. In this case, desktop, mobile, and tablet. When a report is impacted by row limits, you'll see a row containing data marked as Other, or a warning that mentions a high cardinality dimension. As with sampling, row limits are imposed in order to maintain a faster experience in navigating and using reports. In cases where you see rows grouped as Other, or a warning about a high cardinality dimension, unsampled reports and custom tables can help because of their expanded row limits. In the next video, we'll discuss how to use these features.